Still to come on this episode of 50 Minutes, more stories about music's most notorious, most arrested stars. In the slammer, behind the bars. It's coming your way very shortly. In the meantime, though, something that is not quite so notorious, but still just as fascinating a bunch of people is the new breed of video and computer gamers. These people's skills lie in clicking their mouse and twiddling their joystick, but believe it or not, they're beginning to earn big bucks, and Aussies are just starting to get a whiff of it. In fact, right now, let's go on the hunt. Let's follow that stench. Let's enter the bowels of the gaming world.
In May 2004, Donald Trump made a guest appearance for Xbox at the annual Who's Who gathering of the video games industry. He was talking up the phenomenon of online gaming.
And here's your next task. The next frontier is online games.
In case you've been walking amongst the dead for the last few years, online gaming pits players against competitors from anywhere at any time using the internet. By 2006, an estimated 116 million people worldwide will take part in this recreation that's now fast becoming a sport.
Welcome to the World Cyber Games 2004.
For the untrained, the amount of nerd power emitting from this room can be overwhelming. That's because you're looking at one of the biggest online gaming tournaments in the world.
Today is a preliminary championship for the games. What we have to do is we run a full national competition to decide who is going to play in the Sydney final, which is going to be at Luna Park. And then the winners of that final go on to San Francisco to play against 62 other countries in the world.
Judging by the stony faces and the glowing hardware, this is no social gathering, and with good reason.
If we win the national finals, we go to San Francisco.
That's an all-expenses-paid trip to San Francisco. The ultimate prize is a prize pool of about $2.5 million US. There's a lot of money to be won over there.
It's not something people with respectable jobs like you and me can comprehend.
Back 6 years ago, the first big event that I remember was a thing called GibCon. Even then, there was 20, 30 grand US up to win. So gaming has been big for a while, but it's just getting bigger and bigger now.
Here in Australia, the actual prize pool, if you like, is not quite as big as, say, Korea or even America, but they do have professional gamers these days, and all they do is go from tournament to tournament, and the prize pool is big enough to actually earn a living off.
We'd all like to be a professional gamer. When you got to face facts, I don't know how many of us would actually be good enough to, win this sort of event and go overseas and stuff like that.
One man who has achieved the seemingly impossible is this man.
Hi, my name's Carrie, and I'm an ex-professional gamer. I toured over in Korea for 9.5 months, and half that time I spent professionally gaming StarCraft. Professional gaming means you actually get paid to play like a real sports person. You get accommodation, food, salary, everything like that.
The main aim for us is to go overseas. That's what we've always wanted to do, and that's what we're trying to do.
Overseas, sponsors can make or break a gamer, much like record companies with bands.
Actually, I got it through WCG in 2002. I qualified in finals to go to Korea for the World WCG Games. I didn't do well in the actual final over in Korea, but actually I did enough to impress some sponsors.
Back home, gamers are grateful just to find any kind of sponsor assistance.
I'd like to thank our sponsorship, which is our internet cafe. Its name is Web Lounge. The sponsorship gave us free packs, as in we don't have to pay money to land in his net cafe, and it costs over there they charge $2.50, and if we pack there every day, at the end it's gonna cost us a lot of money.
There's your question, right?
There's probably 100 or 200 professional gamers over in Korea just for StarCraft. Probably the top 10 or 20 actually get a decent salary, and people in the top 10 make maybe a 6-digit figure for actually professional gaming in StarCraft. The top gamers are like movie stars or sports stars. They're recognized on the street, they sign autographs. Personally myself, I signed autographs over in Korea. Actually, at first it was a big surprise, and then after a while you just get used to it, so it's quite extraordinary over there. So.
But before you get swept away by the fame game, becoming a top gamer isn't as easy as counting sheep. First, there is the sheer number of other aspiring gamers to compete against.
Well, there's 500 here today, and there's several events in Sydney, so it could be upwards of 3,000. So there's plenty of people who are willing to come out here and really have a go.
Then there is the training. They train?
Well, the game that I play, Counter-Strike, there's 5 people on a counter-terrorist team, 5 people on a terrorist team. They're team-based games, so you need to train as a team. So they'll be obviously practicing as a team, then taking on other teams.
Pick up the gun, man. Pick it up.
And there'll be things that you need to excel in, whether you're the guy who covers or you're the guy that goes in and attacks. It's very much like a team that play. There's a goal scorer and there'll be someone who's in support in the back of the field. Very similar sort of things. And they talk about discuss game plans and stuff, so you need to train to do those sort of things.
We're coming. Stay there. Wait for us. We're coming from inside.
Well, basically every night after members get home from either work or school, we go online and we maybe practice strategies on certain maps, and then we'll actually find another clan or a team to war, and yeah, basically just play all night.
Fall back. Just in case there's someone steal our tactic, you know.
They are very strict about their training. Gamers will practice as if they are playing a sport. I've heard of gamers playing 8 hours a day leading up to competitions, and they'll take on only people at their level just to get the sort of training they need, rather than just play with friends socially. And they'll have exercises they do that are especially for nimbleness or whatever. It's really serious.
We started playing together about 9 months ago, and then we've had various breakups and lineup changes in the team.
We changed our lineup for sponsorship. We thought that will help the team better, so we had to take the opportunity.
Also, if we've got a problem with a member in the team, like he's not playing to his full potential, or he can't make practices, then we have to drop him from the team.
Oh yeah, and people with BO and a weak bladder need not apply either.
If people have to go during the game, they just have to cross their legs and hold it, basically.
That starts to smell a bit, but
On this day, the screensaver was as close as we got to citing any female contenders.
When we tend to play girls, we do let them live longer. We lay back a bit, but I don't know. At the same time as laying back a bit, they do practice a lot, and it does get a bit intimidating. Losing to a girl, it just doesn't feel too good.
I've been expecting you, Mr. Bond.
What sort of skills? Aim, reflexes, the ability to learn. That's the biggest downfall in a lot of people's gameplay. They repeatedly get killed in a certain way and they don't learn from their mistakes.
That comes with practice. Some people have it naturally. Some people maybe only playing for 6 months have it. Some people have been maybe playing 3 years and still don't have it.
Well, we want to do better, but it's too hard.
OJ, hold.
It's like a sporting game, the team wins and it's a euphoric kind of experience.
As for the losing team...
Oh, mate, come.
I've got top ramp. It's behind you, Debs.
When all fails, the pressure to win can drive gamers to resort to desperate measures.
Behind me.
Behind you, I thought he was coming from
Oh,
sorry. People do cheat sometimes. They use what they would call a hack.
Tempted? I don't blame you. These people have put on a pretty convincing case for their budding sport, and hopefully for some, their career.
It's like racing car drivers. There might be someone out there who's faster than Michael Schumacher, he's just never had a go.
I think it is possible in the future to have professional gaming as a career. It won't happen maybe for a few years, but I think as time goes on, every country moves into that way, and gaming is getting accepted more.
That's what these events are all about, bringing new people in and having a go.
Nice.